title of the stream is technically a lie, only because I'm only at 493 million. So technically halfway there probably tonight. But we're getting there. It is my oldest city in terms of time. It's also my richest city. I don't think I've gotten above like 30 or 40 million on a city before Riverrun. So I'm happy with the budget and how it's going. I added a little bit of stuff here and there as I start to round out little neighborhoods. Like I don't want to build this town much bigger. I don't care about the numbers necessarily. What are we at population-wise? So at 124,000, like it starts to be big enough. I don't care about that number as much as I care about the look and how the traffic handles. Let's do some cinematic camera to start us off. Technically we're still starting. We're not starting yet. Started playing the game years ago from watching your videos. Well, I hope you build prettier cities than I do now. AC, what's going on? But I appreciate that, Kevin. Honestly, one thing that I have loved over the years, I had a Discord, I think it was just shy of 1,000 people. And then I got really depressed in 2021. I think I deleted it, which I really regret now. But one of the things that I was actually legitimately so proud of in that is like, I know people like you that like learned the game from watching me, and then we're building stuff way more beautiful than I had ever built. Rich in particular builds like these amazing industrial ports and areas on a Mac with a trackpad, I'm pretty sure, and like it blows me away what he does. So I love to have helped people out, and then hopefully they soar above and beyond. You say you don't, but I'll show you some ugly cities later if you want. I am loving Riverrun though. Riverrun has its spots that need cleaning up, but we'll get there. AC, the 2025 PowerPoint is over 100 slides already. I've got soundtracks planned out. What is this? What is this weird edge of map mountain fogginess that we're looking at? I am so confused by whatever that angle just was. But there's always a 2025, there's a year in review PowerPoint that I like to do. So stay tuned for that, coming soon. Cities aren't ugly, you just never finish them. This one's gonna be different. Maybe that's the tagline for Riverrun, Amanda. Riverrun. This one's gonna be different. I really think this one could get finished. It's just the sidetrack right now is getting to 1 billion. Because at this point, we're halfway there. We can't not get to 1 billion, and I don't want to disrupt it too much along the way. I just want it to keep making money. And then once it's made the money, then we can get a little bit altruistic about what we do with that, I guess. I mean, I don't want to give it away. We don't want to go broke. I mean, the cities rant was over 100 slides, but like 50 of those, to be fair, were just the DLC. So, Blue, it's going well. I hope you are well. Put that tagline on a t-shirt. This one's different. Would you like the Riverrun seal? Riverrun Incorporated 2025. This one's different. Please remind me about that. I will generate some stuff later on. I've got a bunch of town logos I drew in Fresco, Adobe on the iPad. I was making one for Egg at one point, just because people were like posting a bunch, and I was like, whatever, I'll doodle some stuff. So I have a bunch of like city crests, if you will. I forget what I've got a bunch of that already done, basically. Is the city ever really finished? I don't know, Nexus. This one could be. Not that it is now, but I think this one could be. I think I will get this one. I have been building in a way where it will get to the point where it will be feathered off at least. And I'm sure I could go back in detail, But even here in the amusement park got an update, I think, that I hadn't shown on camera yet. So there's some little things that are happening behind the scenes, but eventually it will be finished. There's so many fires. I can't believe, if you follow me on Xbox, every time there's a fire, I either record it or screenshot it. So if anybody follows my feed, it's mostly City Skylines fires and me killing people in Star Wars with Darth Vader in ridiculous ways. Usually dropping them off the 4 people at a time off the world, or the clip-worthy ones. Edge of Map Fog, there we go. Now we can officially say that we've started. The stream is started now. I don't know, Decoy. This is the one. This one's different. This one's different. Maybe we'll design the shirt on stream. Couldn't live in a house would burn, a blaze of glory. I mean, not if you lived right next to the police station. I'm not saying it won't catch fire, but to be fair, even though we do have a lot of fires, we don't have a lot of damaged structures from fires. That's not a thing. It's not like I'm not saving the day, or not. I guess I'm not saving the day. I plop these guys down the map. They're the ones risking life and limb to put out one fire and ignore the one next door while they speed off to their tea break. But whatever, I shouldn't blame these guys. These are the helicopter guys. They actually put out a bunch of trees at once. So what did I do? I actually added another little industrial area and tried to... This is not working. This intersection broke. I never should have changed it. It's so jammed up now. I tried to do a simple diamond, and it's just it's not cutting it. I think we are at 85%, and that's one of the problems that we got to deal with. It got especially bad when I added this second industrial area. You can see it's too much traffic in a very short distance, unfortunately. I wonder does this get any better if I at least reduce this down to a single intersection? So if this all goes to the same spot, I was hoping it would save some of the cross traffic, but I think it's actually making it worse. So if we do that, because that way that spaces them out a little bit where they're a little further apart. And now there's only 2 intersections instead of 4 technically, and if we change this road to be the same as that road, and we'll even maybe try and save some node count here. Let's do that real quick. Okay, and then we'll let it play on 3 times speed, and we'll see if this cleans up at all. A quick way we can tell is by clearing out our backlog for a minute. Let's do that. This is also 4 lanes coming down, and they get really stupid up here with the lane changes. I thought it just made sense to do the lane math, and it doesn't sometimes. Sometimes they're really stupid. So this is just a very sloppy diamond interchange, and it was working before. I did reconfigure it though, and that broke some stuff, but also adding in all of this industry over here kind of threw things off a little bit. So this is the problem intersection for now. We're gonna put most likely more office instead of industrial, but office up here maybe if we have to. But I'm also at the point where I need to stop growing this, right? There needs to be something over here. This can't be the edge of the city. This we need to fill in up to the train tracks here. This may not be bad for some industry over here. Nature reserve, I don't know. This underpass needs work. It's way too steep coming back up. Okay, I'm not big on the Chirpex. I think probably because its affiliation with SpaceX. Might also be why I hate the chirps too now. I don't know though. With the voice of Will Smith coming from the sky, that would be terrifying. Just hear that. Like, oh no. That is a great asset. I love that all the time. It doesn't quite animate right, but it is a nice one. We've got multiple fires happening. You were speaking of it, AC.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
That's a nice little one going. That's a warm one. I might have been a problem at the crematoriums. There's 3 crematoriums here, and there just happens to be a fire in the backyard. There comes our saviors. The RRFD? Or is it technically the RFD? There is 2 R's in the middle of Riverrun, but it's not technically 2 words, so it's probably just the RFD. Well, at least you tried. Nice job, Dave. Okay, well this one could be a little problematic. We'll hang out here for a minute because this is going to be interesting. Remember? Do you remember earlier? Like, I can't remember the last time a structure burned down. Are they going to put out the trees or the building? They're going to put out the building? They're not going to put out the building. And it's like at the edge of the grid, all the way down a dead-end street. There's a fire truck over there that put out the other building. Ooh, are we gonna lose a crematorium after me bragging that we never lose buildings? This could be it. No, okay, wait, they're gonna put out the trees, or they're gonna put out the building? They put out the building. The fire trucks were not coming to save the day there. Woo! So Dent Oil over here, it's not perfect. We could detail it. I'm gonna come back and fine tune the train network when it is all said and done. But coming in from the edge of the city, that was always meant to be off on its own highway exit. There's an old town policy preventing traffic from coming to and from, other than the highway exit, I believe. There's some limited traffic that can run down the middle. But the truck traffic should come off the highway. Trees aren't giving up. No, the fire rises. Crematorium is lit. I get it. So Simple Diamond Interchange here supporting the first couple neighborhoods. The names aren't a definitive thing. If we look at kind of what I'm doing with districts though, you can see that this district is tucked in by itself. We just lost the game. This district is tucked in by itself, but when you apply the Old Town, did I apply Old Town? When you apply Old Town to this, it means that people won't like get off the highway and drive through here to get to the park. They have to come down this street, which does not. Wait, does this have Old Town also? And this has Old Town? Okay, that makes sense though, because if they want to come to this place, they can drive to this place. This does not have Old Town. So this highway exit, people can go anywhere. It's just they can only go to 1, 2, 3, well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 districts. But it still like prevents people from cutting through, right? They won't like get off all here. Like some of them will get off at the next exit and come off this way instead. And we're backing up already pretty bad. So I did break this one apparently. But that's okay. Like we don't have traffic mods. We're not going to sweat it. We're still above 80%. There's no problems. We're making money. I do have to be careful not to disrupt traffic flow too much where we slow down the money making, but so far so good. So this part, you know, like again, we'll clean up some of the edges. I'm not 100% sure on the larger commercial buildings through here. Like maybe we do all like level 1, level 2. But as soon as you make them historical, sorry, hold on a second. That's what you get for having a City Skylines 2 banner. You know, maybe we come in and historicalize some of the buildings, but when you do that, they tend to abandon, for whatever reason, more than the other buildings in the area. Which is annoying. Multiple cinemas next to one another. They need to let us plot buildings already. It's 2025. Forget, like, please, Tantalus, forget that. Assume Ice Flake is going to mess up and not deliver. And please just continue to fix Remastered. Because I'm pretty sure this is the way forward. Not 2, but what do I know? I'm just a guy. Smoking! I heard it too, AC, so I'm glad you said it, because I was gonna say it that way anyways. So same page. Cannot fix deleting trees. You can place them on mass, but you can't delete them. Wait, what? What? Yes, you can. Wait, no, you can. You can. Not with the bulldozer tool. Trees. Over here, edge of map. With the fog. So we'll do a large tree brush. I'll do a medium tree brush over here, okay? So there's a bunch of trees in a tree brush. Now, if you go to delete, you can delete those one at a time. If you go to delete big, you can't delete them. But if you go to the tree brush, and if you're on console, if you hit X, you can delete multiple trees at once. So hopefully that is news to you and something cool that you learned today. At least in the console version. I assume, it's been so long since I played the PC version, I assume the tool works the same way. Is there an alt click for zoning? Like, how do you de-zone? Like, you right click with zoning, like say residential zoning selected, and it will de-zone. And same thing, you can tree or de-tree with that tool. Just not with a bulldozer. It does not work with a bulldozer. I wish we could rotate trees. Rotating trees would be awesome. That's such a miss, because the same button, like right here, right? Like, okay, go into props. This is just like, this is them not playtesting stuff and not asking for feedback and not caring the feedback that I gave. Because I've been complaining about that. Even when Paradox and I were on good terms with one another, I was complaining about that for years, literally for years. If we go into, where the hell are props? Are they in the parks? Whatever, we'll just, because I know where they are over here. We can go into like City Park, we can go into props. If I use the D-pad left and right on console, it lets me rotate a prop. If I use the D-pad on a tree on console, it gives me a bigger tree brush. So there is no capacity to rotate a tree, which is problematic when beautiful trees like the Mr. Mason tree pack may have different sizes, but have 100% the same orientation on every single tree, regardless of, you know, where you place it or how many brushes you play. Like, they're all pointing the exact same way. And that's so annoying. And it's like, come on now. How'd you miss that? That one's a big miss. And also just willfully ignoring it for over 2 years now on Remastered, at least. You could have added that at least in Remastered if you don't want to do it, and like, just make a different button for the tree brush size. I don't know, or a different button for rotation. Or add a random rotation feature. Like, again, borrow ideas from the modding community, please. So this side of the map coming along, tiny little neighborhood up here. We get all the Art Deco level 5 houses. At some point in the future, we come back through and level 4 a lot of the stuff. Or high-rise ban, I think it will prevent some of those some of the more annoying Art Deco style houses. It's really a shame you can't be more specific. Maybe I come through more of the European suburbia and stuff and take a look at some of that. No reason they couldn't add Anarchy or move it on console. I mean, they obviously were capable of Anarchy theoretically, or at least the primary use case of it with the intersecting road tools. Like that's a big function of Anarchy. And I feel like they solved a lot of that challenge with how they redid the road tools. A lot of the more common use cases for it. Move it would be really nice. The ability to nudge. The thing is, though, is like the terrain is kind of broken and remastered. So like they kind of have to fix that first before you can nudge roads around terrain. Otherwise, it's just like it doesn't think it can do anything because the terrain is broken. It's a weird catch-22. You can't fix one without fixing the other. Now, I don't know how those are shoehorned in on the PC. And that's the thing is like, I don't know how easy it would be to add that in. I would think it couldn't be that complicated if people are doing it with like a couple 100K worth of code. It's probably not something that would be impossible to implement. But it depends on your skill set, I guess, and your priorities and what people are paying you to do. And I think what they're paying you to do is update the menu for the new fancy buildings that they can sell. That's their job now. Who's feeling good about Ice Flake Studios, by the way? I'm not. The longer I think about it, the worse I'm feeling about it. If you go back and look at Surviving the Aftermath, it gave me a tiny little bit of hope. Not because it's rated 72% on Steam, but because it's rated like 4.1 stars on Xbox on 6,000 reviews. Like, okay, hey, like we might have a console contender here, somebody that can deliver a console game that people like. And then I looked a little deeper and I started reading the reviews. And the most important word in almost every single review is but. But ... I love this game. It's awesome. But it sure likes to crash a lot. 2019. What are the more recent reviews saying? Great game, but it sure likes to crash a lot. So they never fix the crashing problems. Most of the positive reviews, almost every single one of them is like, I love this game, but. And it's the crash, like it crashes a lot. They didn't support it a lot post-launch. So like, what the hell has this studio been doing? If they released Surviving the Aftermath in 2019 and, you know, they're the storage studio, like they arguably haven't been doing anything. So like, are the same people even there? Is it just a corporate entity? Like, I don't suspect a lot of good is going to come from it. It'll be a dang miracle if they pull it off. But I'll be here for it. Didn't the asset editor come out? Were they posting about that? I don't care about it personally. How much needed to be fixed before it was released? I think what it is they're like, they were telling them to number 2 or get off the pot. And they probably had to tie it later, like, okay, you have till the end of 2025 to deliver all these things or we're suing you, and they're just delivering the best that they can, which is why we're seeing people riding bikes from inside of their bodies and getting a beta asset editor that they've been working on for 7 years, right? Because the game was 3 years late. It's been out for 2 years. You'd assume they were working on it for 2 years before that. Because they certainly understood how important asset editing and modding would be to the community, right? Right? Right. Because they were taking notes this whole time. Honestly, all the recent updates in the DLC just leads me to believe they pushed out everything that was already being worked on. highly doubt we'll see anything good for at least. Oh yeah, no, we're not going to see anything. I don't think we're going to see anything good for 6 months. But then again, what did we see most recently? Like really half-assed DLCs and a couple content creator packs. The skyscrapers look beautiful from Revo. They're a little large, but you know, he's compensating. Don't tell him I said that. Actually, you can tell him I said that. He's obviously compensating for something. Believe me, as American, I know compensating. In fact, I'm willing to believe we will see a few more DLCs, CS1, before we see major. That's quite possible. I think the console version is probably a way out. I would honestly be surprised if we see a console version of CS2 in 2026. And then at that point, honestly, just get a Steam machine and forget about console versions. I bet that's going to be... Then again, I mean, who knows? By the time CS2 comes out, if a new console or Steam machine is required, apparently RAM is going to be so expensive, you're going to need a mortgage to play it, so... You know. Watch the creators that already have a 4090. Probably your best bet. Just, like, disconnect the keyboard and like... If you ever had, like, a little sibling that you handed a dead controller without batteries or disconnected controller... and they thought they were playing the game. Like, that's what people could do if the RAM shortage continues and the cost of hardware goes up, is you could just watch other YouTubers and, like, hold your hands on WASD and the mouse and just kind of, like, click around with it unplugged and pretend. Because we won't be able to afford RAM soon, so it doesn't really matter. You really think they care about the community? I do, AC. I do. They care about the whales for sure. They care about the young kids. That's why they tried to get them in with the people drawing the Franks and the beans and the offensive words, hanging them from the sky, dangling them. Yeah, so city, like... I don't expect a lot of people to geek out on the numbers like I do, but like Paradox is publicly traded. But the thing about publicly traded companies is they have to tell you how they make their money and how they're planning to make more of it. So they're very transparent that Cities is perhaps their most important brand, and the way that they make money with the brand is by DLC packs, radio stations, content creator packs, and the content creator pack being a big part of it because it offloads the creation of it to the community. It's a win-win. They're not even paying for the creation of it. They're just paying out a portion. It's hedging your bets. Like, you don't have to pay people unless they make money for you. It's like, it's a commission. It's a wild strategy. That's why you watch 15 to 17 hours of YouTube per day. I love it. I can't get over, like, AC, you posted your YouTube recap and I shared some of mine. I can't get over, like Kip Boga is my fall asleep channel, which is why I'm in the top 0.4% of viewers. But I still, like, it bewilders me how I can fall asleep to that sometimes, the screaming and the anger. But then I remember my childhood and it's like, oh yeah, that's how I fell asleep as a child too. Kind of sad. But it works. Oh yeah, Decoy. Crucial is getting out of the consumer memory. Yes, so Micron announced that they're getting out of the consumer memory business. That may not mean anything to people that don't build. Even PC builders may not know Micron. But Micron makes a consumer brand of RAM that you very well may have heard of called Crucial. Let me get the, hold on a second, because it's a disgusting amount. Crucial market share. It's a big deal. So Micron is pulling out. Where is the stat? I was putting this together. Okay, so the top 3 companies of RAM. Micron is the 3rd largest, behind Samsung and SK Hynix. So Those three vendors are responsible for 92% of the RAM on the market. And Crucial is closing its consumer business to focus on AI because it is way easier for them to produce the exact same memory chips and sell them by the literal container load, like not even the pallet, like pallets upon pallets upon pallets, like a shipping container full of RAM could just get sent to Elon's Gigafactory. And they just don't care about the consumer market anymore. It is easier for them to print money that way. And when a giant vendor like that is pulling out of the consumer memory space, that means computers are going to get more expensive. That means consoles are going to get more expensive. That means NVIDIA is stopping shipment of VRAM with their chips. So like MSI, Asus, all these manufacturers that repackage video cards would also get compliant VRAM to kit with it, but they would reconfigure it and build the board out and cooling and all the things the way that they do to make it look the way they look, to make it run the way they run. But now that's a completely separate thing. So now like all the video cards were expensive since the pandemic, and you know, Bitcoin mining didn't help, and then NFTs, and now the RAM shortage is going to make everything with RAM more expensive, like top to bottom. So video cards are going to be more expensive, computers, consoles, phones even, because some of the same factories produce those same memory chips. It's going to get real messy. NVIDIA hasn't made a note. That was, as far as I know, so now I haven't gone through my sources yet, but I'm 99% sure NVIDIA VRAM chips. So WCC Tech and Tom's Hardware, Tweaktown, Tech Radar. So Tech Radar is calling it a rumor as of 7 days ago. I wouldn't be surprised at all though. Either way, like, okay, here, so take it, let's consider it that it is not true, Patton. Do you think are the chips going to get considerably cheaper from NVIDIA or more expensive based on RAM shortages? Like, it's not better either way. It just means that smaller board vendors like a Zotac or, you know, the more budget vendors are probably going to have a tougher time with profit margins. So yeah, what a big mess. So one of my main things on my 2025 PowerPoint year in review rant is a big talk on AI and people's misunderstanding of it. I'm going to get into machine learning and how deep learning neural networks work. It's a really geeky presentation, but I teach about, not actively now, but I have taught about machine learning, deep learning neural networks professionally. So I am not a data scientist. I do work with data scientists, but I have taught the subject professionally. And I think people they hear buzzwords and they hear ARC Raiders doing these cool things with AI and machine learning. And it's kind of cool if you don't know about it, but it's also been something like from a deep learning neural network perspective that has been around for over a decade in widespread usage in a lot of different things. It's AI bot pathing, but more complicated. And it's really that simple to break it down that way. It's just a lot more steps and a lot more choices that it can make when it gets all the way down into generative AI territory. But I am particularly frustrated with the chief creative officer at Embark, who blatantly is lying or willfully ignorant when he says, we don't use generative AI. We just use text-to-speech to create voice prints of voice actors that we pay once and then never invite into the studio because we use AI to generate audio that didn't exist. So you don't use generative AI, but you use AI to generate audio that didn't exist? You're an idiot. So either you're a chief creative officer who is an idiot, or you are willfully, like you're lying to people because you know what this looks like. You are magically finding the names of the people that you voice printed and posting it on IMDb as actual voice credits when it was never intended to credit the voices to begin with until people made a fuss about it. So yeah, so I'm going to be talking a lot about AI on the end of year rant because it unfortunately is, I think, very detrimental when used in the wrong way and has the potential to cause incredible economic collapse if we're not careful with how we implement it. And if we leave it to like the 5 richest people in the world to determine the policy around it, it's probably not going to end well. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Like, think about some of the richest people in the world. They all have massive investments in AI. Whether it is the CEO of Alphabet or Elon and his gigafactories sucking up all the consumer RAM, Jensen and Nvidia, like, it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well if we keep letting them automate and squeeze profits. In fact, it could put 2/3 of Americans out of work in the next decade. So I've got a lot to say about that, and it just so happens that Arc Raiders is square in the target for it because it's mildly tangentially related. So sorry you got caught in crossfire, Arc Raiders, but gotta talk some AI. That'll be soon. That'll be next couple weeks. I'll wait till after Game Awards so we can talk about. Actually, when is Game Awards? That's gotta be soon, right? Wait, no. It's usually some kind of fiasco at the Game Awards. Really awkward. The 11th? When is that? Next week? Did they say what time it is? Okay, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Sorry, West Coast people. Hope you don't work, gamers. You must not work because you're gamers. 4:30 p.m. Get connected. Then again, a lot of people work on East Coast time. So 4:30 p.m. probably pretty dead on Pacific hours, I'm guessing. Ask Kanga. She doesn't get any good work done on after 4:30 p.m. I'm positive. Maybe even 2:30 p.m. Log into YouTube overlaying an AI band creators. Yeah, I saw. So Gamers Nexus has a new channel, like Gamers Nexus Consumer Advocacy or something like that. It's stuff that doesn't play as well. It's a little bit more niche. But they did a takedown, a scathing takedown of the AI summary. So if you look at, it's not on every channel, but if you look at many channels, you'll see an AI summary like above or instead of the creator's description. And they made a video critical of like a YouTube pricing increase. It was like for YouTube Premium or something. And called it like YouTube worsens their offerings. And the AI summary said YouTube alters their offerings, which are two very different connotations. And it's like, that's just slimy. I don't need the AI summary to repeat in more friendly terms. Like, you know, and maybe you don't watch that video because you read the summary like, oh, I don't need this guy kissing YouTube's butt. I came for criticism, or I came to find out X, Y, and Z, and it's not giving you a real expectation of what you're going to find out in that video. Why is the Game Awards on a Thursday? They do it like it's, at least it's at 7:30 Eastern AC because they've done it earlier than that. Okay, let's see. We're at 1x speed. Oh, my controller went to sleep. I'm putzing around so much today. 494 million. I lied in the title, everybody. We're 6 million short. I'm sorry. Make it a Friday or something. I know, right? That would be so much better. How's our diamond interchange doing? Horribly. Woo! Woo! This thing got bad. So this may not be workable. We'll see how money and traffic goes. Because if this is impacting the ability of Sherwood Forestry to get goods out, then that is problematic. Because that's one of our main industries. I might just delete this. We'll fill it in with something later. I'm going to solve some of the traffic problem right now. We have an unemployment problem now. Unfortunately, there's definitely a lot of people looking for work. But that should settle back down. It should be fine. And we'll do our little trick here. Come on, pull up. Roll up. Roll up to the infinite void. Thank you. Thank you for rolling up to the infinite void. Next. Okay, come on, guys. Get out of here. Did we turn a traffic light on? Have we had traffic lights here the whole time? Is that the problem? Wait a minute. Oh, when I added these intersections, did it? Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Oh my God. It's okay if you unsubscribe. I won't be mad at you because I broke that live on stream, basically. Maybe that'll get better. Maybe it won't. Yikes. Oh my God. Okay, so wait, do we have, I think I just accidentally screenshotted. I did. This cinematic camera. Let's look at Game Awards. Do we have nominees? Game Awards 2025 nominees? Do I care about any of the nominees? Do I care about games this year? I'm definitely going to rant about them for a long time. Oh, you can vote now too. Okay, hold on. Start voting. Hold on. I'm going to pull this over here. So if I go into studio mode and go... I don't know why I have to talk out loud through this every time, but... Window capture, and we want game of the year. We go. Okay, so turn off studio mode, and we'll turn off the Elgato so it's not distracting in the background, and then I can hit F11 to full screen. Okay, there we go. All right, let's vote. Votes are on round 2 now. I didn't know to vote the first time. Oh, do I have to sign in? Hold on a second. Window capture, turn that off, turn that on. Hold on. How do you sign in? Do they let you Google? They let you Google. I'll use my YouTube account. Do I have to approve that on here? Hang on. Okay. Window, this one. Okay. Game of the year. My God. Would it be disappointing to hear that I didn't play any of these? I cannot understand what people find interesting about Death Stranding. I don't get it. I don't even want to know why Norman Reedus is carrying 17 boxes of donuts. I don't need to know. I'm good. It's a game I can miss. I don't need to complete that storyline. Hades could be okay if I was better at these games. I'm gonna give it to Hollow Knight because it just was like, Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And then let's go. It just exploded. So Kingdom Come Deliverance looked pretty cool, but it's just like, it's not. I got Minecraft. I don't need to go. I'm good. I don't need another time sink. I have my time sinks. Keep voting. Next category, please. What is it? I like the turn base and dodge and parry. The more forgiving. Like Wulong Black Myth. Wait, was Black Myth more forgiving? Should I give that a shot? Is that not as horrible Dark Soulsy as I think it is? I don't mind a challenge. I don't want Dark Souls. I'm set. Best game direction. I want to play the Ghosts game so bad. I'm gonna give it to Split Fiction. I did not finish it. I think I was in a bad place mentally to want to finish it, but it was very creative. Like, they do amazing games, and there is no better couch split screen narrative than Hazel Light Studios, without a doubt. There are better couch co-op games, like an Overcooked All You Can Eat. Kanga, I was saying earlier, the Game Awards is at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. But I said because everybody works Eastern time, 4:30 p.m. on the Pacific probably isn't a problem since nothing good gets done then. And then I was saying maybe even 2:30 or later. But I said I would check with you. Okay, so best game direction, I'm going to give it to Split Fiction. Best narrative. I honestly don't know. I'll give it to Yote. Can we get some other fucking games in here, Jeff Keighley? Are you serious? Who put this together? There are other games. Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight. Yote. It's Hollow Knight or Yote. Who is in Hollow Knight? Who is the voice actor in Hollow Knight? I'm just... Troy Baker in Indiana Jones, maybe, actually. I did play that one, and he was really good. I loved Harrison Ford on stage with him. Like, if I knew how good you were going to do, I would have done it myself. Oh... I told my daughter a cleaner version of a joke I first heard from Harrison Ford, which is about the supermarket and the broccoli. Does everybody know this one? I'm gonna tell it anyways. So, guys work in the produce section of the grocery store, and lady comes up to him, taps him on the shoulder. Hey, where's the broccoli? I can't find the broccoli. Oh, we're actually out of broccoli, ma'am. So the shipment comes in tomorrow morning. We'll have broccoli then, but we're fresh out, unfortunately. And he goes back to stocking the produce. And like 2 minutes later, tap on the shoulder, and it's the same woman. Do you know where the broccoli is? Like, no, ma'am, we don't have any broccoli. We won't have any until tomorrow. I'm very sorry. And he goes back, stocking the groceries, stocking the produce. And like 5 minutes later, she's back, taps him on the shoulder. Do you know where the broccoli is? Like, humor me for a minute, ma'am. How do you spell cat? Like in catastrophe? C-A-T. Excellent. How do you spell dog? Like in dogmatic? And she replies, D-O-G. How do you spell fuck? Like in broccoli? There's no fucking broccoli. That's what I'm trying to tell you, lady! You're having broccoli watching this? Okay. Perfect timing. It's very meta then. Okay, so Troy Baker. Innovation in accessibility. I didn't have a problem with the I do enjoy a game with good accessibility options. I enjoyed Assassin's Creed Shadows, or what I played of it. I don't know enough about the accessibility. I find it hard to believe that these are the most accessible games on the market. When I see, you know, what Surrounded is doing with its settings, where it could be punishing Elden Ring difficulty from software, or it could be, you know, easy mode, one tap any zombie anywhere in the body. Games for impact. These are usually ones that are always worth playing. Good actual stories, thought-provoking, social meaning, something positive, even if it's told in a depressing way. I really don't. The only one I know is South of Midnight, so I will go ahead and give it. I love the art direction of that one. Best ongoing game. Well, certainly No Man's Sky has got to be heavy consideration. And like, has anyone honestly done it better than them? It's like it's a verb now. You Google something to look up something on the internet. If you somehow pull a game from the depths of hell and restore it in good faith to the community, then you pulled a No Man's Sky. It's No Man's Sky. It continues to be No Man's Sky. Best community support. I honestly don't know. Like, I would say City Skylines for the last decade of modder support, but what do I, you know? Community, sure, we'll give that to No Man's Sky as well. Best independent game. I wanted to play Blueprints. I heard good things about Ball Pit. Best independent game. Based on complaints from Adia, I don't think I can give it to Blueprints. I'm going to give it to Hollow Knight. I'm not really crazy about any of the... it's very much on my list. I might have bought it on sale, actually. This sounds really cool, and a couple siblings absolutely loved it, so this is on my short list. Maybe I'll play that one on stream. Okay, best mobile game. Absolutely not. No. How do I skip a vote? Next. There's no such thing as a best mobile game. GTFO. Best VR AR. I mean, Deadpool? Probably. Just for the content. Best action game. I know where my vote's going. I absolutely love Battlefield 6. I don't love what they're doing with seasons and Battle Royale and all the baloney that they think is more important to the player base. Is it going to pull in some new players and streamers? Yes. Is it going to be long-term retention for Battlefield players? Probably not. Should Battle Royale have been its own separate free download? Yes. Should you maybe not have, you know, forced season update and skins and let's default your game mode to join into RedSec Battle Royale, because that's what Battlefield players want, and I stopped playing. I literally made it a month. They did that update and I was like, oh, this is just stupid. I don't even care to surf through the menu. I'm going to go back to play DICE's game from 2017. That's my shooter of choice, which is Star Wars Battlefront 2, which itself was a fiasco when it came out, but is a perfectly serviceable game now. A 5-hour stream of Blueprints where you don't make any progress and chat is fighting about what room you should build next. That sounds like a fun stream. The rage streaming content. Okay, all right. Blueprints made the short list. Best action adventure. Stop. No, I refuse to believe Norman Reedus Delivery Service is a best action adventure game. I'm sorry. Kanga, I know like Cheeky's a big fan. I don't get it. It's not, I don't know. Out of all of these, I'm gonna go with indie because like it, even though I didn't complete it, it was a ton of fun piling up Nazi bodies in the corner of a study. I'm pretty sure you weren't supposed to play it that way. I don't remember Indy killing so many people in the movies. But best RPG on this is probably Outer Worlds, and I only made it about an hour in before I regretted my time. I'm going to have to give that one another shot, not on stream, and really focus on it. But it was over an hour before the title screen hit. And it was very slow and no action. And the first one I thought was paced a lot better from an intro perspective. I never pressed the A button, had to uninstall. Okay. Best fighting. I mean, I loved Virtua Fighter back in the day. And Capcom does great. I feel like I like more recently Mortal Kombat in terms of what they've done in maybe the last 5 years. I could be wrong because I don't really play them a lot. I'm pretty sure though, if push came to shove, I could remember all of the Shang Tsung transformations in MK2. And not because I ever wanted to learn them, but because I traded off with my buddy from high school, who was a Cambodian kid who was like tournament champion capable, like just destroyed people. So I would take every other round. And regardless of how good the other person was, whether I won or lost, like he would always clean the other round up. But we played Shang Tsung because it's how you troll people. You can counter anything when you can be anyone. That was my heydays in high school. MK2. Best family game. I wouldn't put Split Fiction on Family Game. Quick spoiler for that one. There's a mission where you like take over different characters, and there's a mission where you're both pigs and you get fed into like a shredder and become hot dogs. It's very weird and surreal. That could be traumatic though. That could change children's diets. I'm gonna go with Mario Kart World. Mario Kart is still pretty accessible. The Switch 2 is not, but best sim strategy, Jurassic World 3. I did not like Jurassic World Evolution. I could not stick with it. 2 Point Museum. The 2 points were pretty fun. Best sports racing, Mario. You can't come out in a Mario Kart year and expect to win racing game. Best multiplayer. Now I am absolutely intrigued and enthralled with the multiplayer of Arc Raiders, but you will, if you tune back in from my PowerPoint rant of 2025, the section on AI is devoted mostly to its chief creative officer and his either stupidity or willful ignorance. And I could never in good conscience pay for this game or give it a vote. But I do watch a lot of clips on YouTube. It is really fun to watch. For me, multiplayer wise, like if I had more friends that PC gamed, I probably would have put Peak up there, but I only played it with my wife. This one was great, but like multiplayer, like just raw. Like I love shooters. Shooters are my category, and Battlefield is my favorite franchise. So Battlefield 6 did a fantastic job. I just, again, hate how they are monetizing season 1 and future content. It's just a little stupid. Okay, best adaptation. I really like the Minecraft movie. Jason Momoa is apparently a really horrible person. Because Pokimane complained. Was it Pokimane or Valkyrie? Who the hell was it? Was it Valkyrie or Pokimane? It's probably Valky. I gotta double check though. Valkyrie, okay. Yeah, no, she talked about his like toxicity on set, and he got her cut from the movie. Which is just like, I wonder if it's really tiny. I suspect it could be based on that kind of a mentality. Just a guess. I don't know. But I will give best adaptation to Minecraft regardless. Yet no. So apparently I don't. Now, to be fair, some people, when they get into acting, like when they are acting like that douchebag 80s character, stay in that douchebag 80s persona. And sometimes it can be tough to disassociate. Heath Ledger on Batman, for example. But like, when complaining about that doesn't become an apology or a misunderstanding and becomes a, no, just cut her from the movie. It certainly made me think of him very differently. I really enjoyed him in Game of Thrones. I don't think I had seen him in anything else. But lost a lot of stuff. Like I could care less and would never go out of my way to see a movie or a property with him in it. And I'm glad that his closest character in the DC universe is Amber Heard. That's who you got associated with. Probably appropriate. Wolverine fan since 1980. Yeah, I don't know how far back I go, but I had a lot of Marvel comics as a kid, and Iron Man and Wolverine and X-Men, but Wolverine was always the jam. Wolverine was the reason for me to like the X-Men. Most anticipated game. I'm excited about The Witcher. I'm excited about Wolverine. I'm excited about a Bond game done by IO Interactive. Like, they know how to do stealth. Like, they can do that right. I am very excited about that. This is the, like, without a, like, I don't know how any, like, it's Grand Theft Auto, but also Grand Theft Auto we're going to be talking about as the most disappointing game in a year, because it needs to live up to Grand Theft Auto 5, and it's not going to. They've lost too many people. They've lost executives. They've had delays. I don't think they're going to catch that magic in a jar. And you frickin' know that they are building it out to be another money system for GTA Online. I'm pretty sure they had plans for DLC for GTA 5, and it went totally out the window when they figured out how much money they could make. I'm sorry that your speakers are about to go off. Hey, Google, how much money did Grand Theft Auto 5 make globally to date? $220 million copies shipped, 10 billion worldwide. 10 billion. Hey, Google, stop. 10 billion. Hey, Google, stop. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Okay, keep voting. What are we on? 24 of 29. Content Creator of the Year. Burnt Peanut has had a ton of fun clips on Arc Raiders, I will say. I'm gonna go with Charlie for turning off ad revenue this year. Good on him. Best esports game. None of them. Where's Marvel Rivals? If I was gonna watch any of these, which I wouldn't, I guess it would be Valorant. Best esports athlete. I haven't heard of any of these people. I'm gonna skip it. I literally don't know a single one of them. Sorry. I did hit next, but it didn't go. Best esports team. Oh, it didn't count the votes. I was looking at the vote count as if it was page. Best esports team. I have no idea again who any of these people are. So skipping. Favorite game of the year. Player's voice is a 100% fan. Votes cast 5. Okay. We're going to give one to dispatch. Is this all we have? This is all you're letting me vote for? This is not a player's voice. I don't even like 5 of the games on this frickin' 10-game list. We'll give it to Hades. I don't know. I honestly wouldn't vote for Dispatch. Is the only one I cared about. I guess Ghosts of Yotei as well. So I take it back. Ghosts of Yotei also. Okay. Black Void, back into cities. Let's see what burned down in the background while we were voting. Hopefully nothing. Do we see any dark patches? Here's a fresh one.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Let's see. 495. Yeah, I tried to let it run. It fell asleep on me a couple times today. I still have the power saver on. I think if I turn that off, I could let it run indefinitely. I think it might be time to, but also like I still have some cemeteries because they're a little cheaper profit margin wise than doing the crematoriums. And it's not like they're a pain to empty, but when they do fill up, they do affect service, unfortunately. So RNG and rewarding, unlike Blueprints. Hades 1 was a great game. I haven't played the sequel yet. I kind of wanted to play Hades, but it's not my type of game. I'm not good at them.
If I'm not, it's a weird dichotomy. Like, I don't know. Like I don't know. Can you picture City Planner plays playing Halo and getting really toxic? Because that's what I like to do when I'm not building cities. Is like boost jump to steal a rocket to triple kill people to teabag. That's what I'm doing with my downtime. I'm wondering, like, what creators do you follow and imagine them? What games do they play? Uh-oh. What is with my mic? Did something happen? It might be you. Have you not seen his Tropico coverage? I don't know. I mean, does it turn into a first-person shooter where he massacres the entire population? Then again, he could massacre the entire population with, like, assassination orders. Is there something wrong with my mic, or is it just the dia? Can anyone confirm? Because Apple Buddy, my wife had an issue in voice chat the other day. Interesting. Okay, I am gonna unplug my. I'm gonna talk really low to counteract it. I'm gonna unplug my microphone and reseat it, but it is a sound card technically, so it's going to mess everything up. So give me a minute, everybody.
Check, check. Okay, let me know if that is any better after replugging the microphone. I got to figure out what the hell that is. If that is something that is regularly happening, that's going to be problematic. I had been enjoying this, but much better. Okay. Okay. Okay, please let me know if that happens again. That is not supposed to be happening. I'm glad to know that the mic... There was clicking and high pitch at me right away when that stuff's happening. Don't like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. It's probably just me. Like, no, mouse, it's broken. Move the mouse. Big tags, capital letters, lots of arrows pointing up at the text I missed. I don't mind. Let's fix it right away next time. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Clicking. I don't want to know what there was clicking. I'm not a Minecraft chicken. You thought you hit the playback speed by accident? It happened the other day when we were in a voice chat and I ended up switching. We were playing Sea of Thieves. I was playing on the PC and I was like, screw it. I'm just going to switch over to the Xbox and hop on the party chat in there. I usually party chat through the PC even when I'm playing on. Clicking, not clucking. Yes, but Minecraft chickens click. If you get a bunch of them together, they make the most horrible, horrible clicking sound. And if you haven't had at least 200 chickens in a 3 square block, you don't know the sound necessarily. But it is definitely not a clucking. It is a clicking. I'm sure Kanga can confirm. She's seen some atrocious chicken farms and they do not sound good. It really just sounds like you're doing a voice? Okay. Cannot stand Minecraft. Sin. What's with the noise complaints on the highway here? What's going on? Why are people having problems here? Because of this? Ooh, because of this? Oh, we really broke traffic, huh? Things were going so good. So good. Oh, I don't know. I love the exploration of Minecraft. Starting new worlds is amazing. Redstone and farms are a lot of fun. I wish, Kanga, I wish you had a PC set up so we could Java more, because the farms on Java are like, oof, oof. I mean, I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos and like, you're like, oh, I want to build this. Like, oh, this is a Java farm. Never mind. Because you play on Bedrock primarily, right? But the Java farms, whew. The raid farm in before .19, the raid farm in .18 was amazing. That's the one where I built the, I filled a chunk on a world I was in. I played with my wife, filled the chunk with emerald blocks, bedrock to world limit. Broken AF indeed. Yeah, they are. Oh, we lost the game. Let's at least go look at all the money we're collecting from the transport. Do we have multiple going on over here? So there is a basketball game happening, or is that aquatics? That's basketball, right? This is aquatics. It's so hectic down here. Can we walk into the stadium? I don't even know. I know you can walk into the baseball stadium. You can't walk into this one technically. Can I just phase through the wall? No. Oh, you can see through though. There was a little spot where I could see through right there. Why'd you bring your cat to the stadium? That is not a service animal, ma'am. You cannot come into the game with that. Oh, good night, AC. Sorry if I miss you. 7 a.m. start tomorrow. I mean, it's kind of early. It's Friday though, right? It is unfortunate that I think in an effort to reduce texture usage, whatever it is, everyone defaults to your team color pretty much in the city. There's just so much of whatever your team color is. Everybody wears green. Everybody. Except your character model. Like, your character model doesn't care about those same rules. Because you can find all the same people. Like, isn't there a tourist lady with a camera? Anyways, I saw, like, this guy's walking around. I saw him at the game. You could definitely be Harold. I saw Harold. Where is he? There he is. But see, like, you never have that green outfit. You can have all the other outfits. They don't apply your outfit colors to the same city filter metric, which is just a little weird. I don't know. I wish there was more variety in The Sims. I don't need teeth. Don't get me wrong. I don't need teeth. Please. I'll take the existing frames, no teeth. Maybe just some different shirt colors. The guy with the hands in his pockets, yes. And he hasn't taken those hands out of those pockets for a very long time. At best, they're very sweaty. At worst, there aren't actually pockets in those cuts in the jean shorts. I'm betting on the second one. Is that game day only though? No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's every day. And everywhere in the city. Somebody died. Oh no, somebody died at the game. Hopefully not a player. They're gonna go, I guess you're gonna go all the way around the stadium. They don't U-turn. I don't think it's a game day thing. The thing is, there are 5 possible game days. When's the next? June 15th. Okay, we're good for quite a bit on games. Yeah, no, there's no games anytime soon. And wherever you go, like, everybody's wearing green. It's just what they wear. Because you made a team in the city that is green, everybody dresses green. If you go confirm in your city, and you tell me if you have campus and if you have defined a team color, can you find a sim not wearing those colors? There's a couple. Like, here's one guy. Here's one guy in a suit. Have you ever sat like that before? What is this guy doing? The 3x speed bouncing looks a little stranger. But you sit on this kind of hammocky chair that way, sideways on the end. Like, that's really what... You shouldn't have made those seats if that's how people sit in them. Like, it's just weird. There's just a guy. There's a guy in a suit and an old lady in a vest hanging out by a really tiny pool. Like, look at the laps. The hot tub is tight for 2 people tops. I think you get a third people in here. You get a third person in this hot tub. It's as awkward as a third person in a hot tub. I don't know why I'm trying to read that. It's obviously not intended to be legible. I think it's Georgia. Georgia Locust. Georgia Locust Street. You're gonna go look? I'm telling you, if you have, and maybe it's whatever the default color is, but as soon as you have a college campus, that has a defined color, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna throw every sim off in the city. And you never noticed until 2025, almost 2026. Harold better watch out 3 hearses in a row. They're not coming for Harold, don't worry. Harold still owes back taxes. He's not allowed to die. Oh. Did you just finish that street sign? I mean, sure. Okay, 400. So if I leave this running tomorrow at work, I will probably be up in like the 550 million. Before the end of the year, 750 million should be a pretty safe thing. And then sometime in January, we'll hit $1 billion. And then I can start focusing on the next city at that point, I think. It's going to be tempting. I'm going to want to do a lot of major remodels, but I don't want to break things. I don't want to make it worse. Like, look at how much this settled down by just deleting that industrial area. That and getting rid of the stoplights. I guess the stoplights might have had something to do with it. So there was that too. But we got lots of industrial demand now. We can meet it with, what do you call it? Offices. We'll come up with some neighborhoods and stuff. Give me a minute. I will be right back. And actually, that's an end screen. Or not an end screen, but an end text. But really, it should say this. Be right back. Okay, we got the dog out. I'm back. What did I miss? Any fires in the cinematics? Everything good so far? Nothing blew up in the background? Wish we could collab on maps. That would have been such a cool idea. Yes. And in theory, is it technically possible on 2, or did they not really build that functionality in? They just made it a little easier to share what's called play sets and combinations of mods and assets. But I don't think they made like an actual way to share a city and post that back and forth, did they? I know you can save maps. Can you save cities as is and share them on the shop? I need to spend more time in CS2, which is something that I will do in 2026. Stay tuned for that. If you care. If not, there'll still be plenty of Cities 1 and other nonsense. Yeah, at one point, I was going to try and convince somebody to buy an Xbox and then convince Paradox to give us extra set of keys. Never got around to it, though. I talked about it with somebody. Oh, I can take off the... Actually, let me change this before I forget, because the next time I will probably use this, it will be because it is the end. I gotta set up some more layers where I don't have to actually change my BRB to an end. Steam Deck and laptop, I don't need an Xbox. One Windows machine is enough. I would especially say that, like 5 years ago, I think you could have made a case for it. Today, you absolutely cannot make a case for it because they've already announced their intention for the future, and their intention for the future is a worse version of the Steam machine and a worse version of the Steam Deck. So I'd say it's a pretty safe bet not to get an Xbox now. It's crazy how uninspiring. This is another one of the things I'll be talking about is Xbox's horrible 2025. For a quick rundown, I think Outer Worlds was a little lackluster, but I am going to retry it. That was the highlight of Microsoft's year for me. They put out Fallout Anniversary, broke all the mods again. They removed multiple executives, left Rare and canceled Everwild, and are delivering late lackluster updates to Sea of Thieves. They are closing down dev on Halo Infinite to focus on Halo Combat Evolved Remastered for the PlayStation, which is adding things like sprinting. Like, okay, bring it into the modern era, but also like you're also removing people from that experience partially. They're not doing multiplayer, it's single player only. So like they're done doing dev work on Infinite. Who knows how long before they shut the servers down. I'm pretty sure that even if you were to play a bots match, that is a server that you're connecting to if you're the only human. So like you wouldn't even be able to play the game once they take the servers down. And that's just on the software side of Microsoft's year. Keep in mind, they raised the price of Xbox in May. They raised the price of Xbox in September. And they're talking about having to raise the price of Xbox again because of RAM shortages, which we talked about a little bit earlier. They raised the price of Game Pass. And then they pushed out the Asus ROG Ally X. I'm sorry, the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X, because let's take two products and not change any of the naming conventions. Let's just mash them together and put one word before the other and then shuffle and put one from the other in front of that one. And what is it? It's a Windows 11 home handheld that has a Windows UI, an Xbox app UI, and an Asus Armory Crate UI. And this is what they want the future of gaming to be, more like a PC, and this is their idea of it. Like, and then you see what Steam does with the Steam Deck, and they're going to do the same thing that they do, but with the Steam machine. Like, they already put the nail in the coffin of the Xbox. The Xbox is selling their handhold for $1,000. Like, they will probably be selling their next console for at least that if it is a PC emulation. I can't imagine it being cheaper. And to be fair, I think the Steam machine is going to be on the expensive side. Like, we shouldn't be thinking current console pricing, but also Xbox is not thinking console for the future. They're thinking PC for the future. The problem is, like, they're not doing anything to make it a cool package. They're not doing anything to reinvent the UI and simplify and turn it into a gaming kiosk. No, you get Notepad and sticky notes and calculator and Edge and the web media player for Edge and the audio media player for Edge, because you're going to play all your audio through the Edge browser. There's a Windows camera app built in. I don't even know if there's a camera in the unit. Like, It's just straight up Windows that hasn't even been stripped down, and that's what they ship to consumers. It is disappointing. I am so glad I didn't pre-order it. And now, like, to see Steam Machine come out immediately out of the gate and be like, hey, this is coming early next year, that is literally the nail in the coffin for the Xbox brand. They're done. They are toast. I've enjoyed some of Phil Spencer's presentations over the years. The problem is, like, I don't think Phil has the capacity to change things, and whoever they put in the role, like, it's time for Phil to walk away, because, like, either you're not getting the job that you want to get done, like, it's just, they're just not letting you do the job that you want, or this is the job that you want to do, and you're horrible at it. It's one of those two things. So either you are just so strung down by the orders and the budgets from up top and the forced directives for AI and profit margin that you have to make these horrible decisions that affect the direction of the brand so negatively, or you think they are actually the good things. And in either way, like, you should step down. You probably don't need the money, let's be honest. Like, you know, like, I think if I remember right, though, Phil has a higher base pay than Microsoft executives. So, like, the legacy Xbox people had higher base pay and less stock rewards. So I think Phil Spencer technically makes more than Satya, the CEO of Microsoft. But the CEO of Microsoft makes like 100 times what Phil makes in stock rewards. Company goes belly up, he doesn't have any money. Company continues to be $1 trillion company, and he is a whole hell of a lot richer than Phil Spencer. But Phil Spencer should not be in a situation where he needs to work ever again unless he's just really bad with money. Like, he could probably just retire and be fine and not have to continue to be the face of what is sinking Xbox. When, again, we really know what it is AI and profit margins and this idea of the future. Satya, the CEO of Microsoft, actually said it best, and I think it's a big responsibility of a big part of what's responsible for the misdirection, and that is he doesn't think that Xbox needs to compete with other consoles or other gaming platforms and services. He thinks that they need to compete with short form media. They need to compete with TikTok. What does that have to do with Xbox, you colossal idiot? Like, I don't know how people get into these positions and can misunderstand the brands so much. I mean, he's obviously not an idiot. It's just, but what a misdirection for the gaming brand. Xbox has been misdirecting the brand for a while. You know, like, think about what happened in the 360 era. The Xbox original versus the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 won that era. And then Xbox 360 came and outsold the PlayStation 3, at least in North America, and it was close globally. Even with, although you could probably argue that some of the sales were people like me technically under warranty buying 7 different Xbox 360s under the same warranty. But still, they moved a lot of units. They moved an awful lot of units. And they had the momentum going into the next generation. And when it came time to announce the Xbox One, what did they do? They told us that it was going to replace our TV guide, and you could watch movies on it. And it requires Connect and always online connectivity. And whatever they turned around before release didn't matter. The Red Ring of Death, did I not start to say that? Yeah. The Red Ring of Death in that era, yeah, it was. I did start to say that. I don't think I actually mentioned the word, but yes, what an awful piece of hardware for something that led the experience. They took what they did with Xbox Live and improved upon it. It really came into its own in the 360 era. You had Halo 3 that came out the year after, right? 360 was 2006. Halo 3 was 2007. I mean, you had power, you had the multiplayer base. I want to say, maybe even still to this day, there are more Xbox Live players than there are PlayStation Online players, because PlayStation moves so many units of single-player games. The multiplayer is not the thing that drives it. There's plenty of people that play sports games and Call of Duties and all that stuff. But historically, when they did share numbers, even when console sales were similar, Xbox had consistently 2x the number of online players than PlayStation. But PlayStation had a really flaky multiplayer network back when they all shared those numbers. Now they don't share those numbers anymore, and PlayStation sales dwarf Xbox. That is probably not the case anymore. But when Xbox is losing to PlayStation and then makes even more horrible decisions for their gaming brands, for their studios, for their hardware and futures, I mean, they're handing it. They're literally handing it to the other consoles like PlayStation and Nintendo, and literally Gabe coming in from the top freaking rope. Xbox is there gasping for air. Don't worry, we've got a plan for the future. Gabe doesn't think so. Top rope, Superfly, elbow to the throat. It was an accident. It was a tragedy. It was the day Xbox died. It's unfortunate that it happened, but don't worry. There's a shiny new Steam machine over here for you. You'll be just fine. By the way, games are cheaper on Steam. You can get so many outrageous sales. You won't even know it hit you. I went back looking a couple weeks ago on Xbox because it was like, it popped up. It's like, ooh, this game on your wish list is on sale. And I was like, let me look through my Xbox wish list. Because first of all, I hadn't updated it in a while, and some of the games I did buy on Steam on sale, every single game on my wish list that was also available on Steam was cheaper on Steam. Couple bucks here, 50% here and there, 25% of the cost. Like, it's offensive for games that came out the same, like they released the same day on console and on Steam, but the Steam one you can get for a quarter of the price. I think a lot of people are going to wake up to that. Like, is the Steam machine going to be more expensive than a console? Yes. Is the next Xbox going to be more expensive than the current consoles? Yes. And if you're willing to make that investment, you're going to save a lot on the actual games that you're buying and open up your world to a whole lot more than what is possible on just console. In a very similar experience, though, and that's what I think is so strong about the way Steam does Steam OS on the Steam Deck. It's a simple UI. You do not have to be a computer expert. You don't have to troubleshoot much. You don't have to know how Linux works. Like, it just power it on, update it in the menu, install a game. It's very simple. And I don't think that is the case with the Windows handheld and what will be future Xboxes if this is what they thought was okay with the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X. And I got the name right that time. Asus ROG Xbox Ally X. It flows right off the tongue. Don't confuse it with the white model, which is the Asus ROG Ally Xbox S, which sounds very similar to the Asus ROG Ally Xbox X, but it's different. And I definitely said that one wrong that time. Like I said, it rolls right off the tongue. As long as the tongue is in a dying man's mouth, and then sometimes consoles do offer better discounts. I will say there is, like, and if Steam continues to do what they've been doing with Steam OS, it takes away one of my frustrations with PC gaming. I felt stronger about it when I worked in computer hardware. Like, back in 2003, I was making like 100 rack mount servers a day, just nonstop, screwing motherboards into cases, slapping in RAM, CPUs, connecting all the power cables, throwing it on the rack, running the test software, doing the next one all day long, just machine lining servers in rack mounts. And like, I didn't want to troubleshoot computers when I got home. I didn't want to troubleshoot hardware when I got home. I just wanted something that I could turn on and worked. And I remember, like, right when I was getting comfortable, living single, had some money in the bank, 360 came out, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And I was okay with it. It's nice not to have to worry about that stuff. And I think the Steam machine is going to do that. It didn't hit at the right time the last time they tried to bring something into the living room. But I think this is the time because everybody else is going PC anyways. So if they can deliver that same simplified UI of what they've been doing on SteamOS and Proton Linux on the Steam Deck, if they can bring that to the living room, they're going to put Xbox as a brand out of business. There's no point in continuing anything Xbox that isn't a game studio at that point. Because you're just making computers. And who's buying Microsoft brand computers? Anybody? Does anybody have a Microsoft brand computer at home? Maybe that you got a Dell or an Alienware or a Compaq. If you remember Compaq and Gateway. Yeah, DLC, workshop, mods. Mods can be questionable, like how those are going to work on Proton and Linux. So there's still some caveats around there and some troubleshooting that will undoubtedly go into that. But, you know, try putting Move It on CS1 on console. It's not going to happen. So your chances are definitely better at the very least. Okay. We've been letting the city run around at one times in the dark for a little bit. Surely there's a fire, right? Do we see anything? I don't see anything. No fires. Well, let's see how we reconfigured over here. Look at the theme park just glows. Okay, I'm gonna make it daytime. Sunglasses. Get ready. Here, we'll introduce the light slowly. Okay. Reconfigured a bit of this. There's a little bit of a highway backup. It's not that big of a deal. It's fine. Is there still wheelchair motorcycle gangs? There are. They love this place. Looks like some cars were able to park though. I reconfigured. So I originally had the amusement park over here, but the amusement park is so small, it didn't deserve its own separate island, in my opinion. But what else did I add in? So over here is this is all the zoo stuff. All actual zoo stuff. Over here is the theme park stuff, and I mixed in the Panda Sanctuary. Yeah, Panda Sanctuary. We've got the little kids, what is this one called? The Traffic Park from Mass Transit, teaching kids about safety and driving. Parking garage, little fire and police, and a crematorium and dump over here. And then we get the tram depot next to the hotel. So there's a little resort hotel you can get at, stay between, like, right, it's a little high prices, but look at the convenience. Like, you walk out the front door and you can pick your theme park. We do offer park hopper passes at a slight discount if you're planning on visiting both parks. You should consider that. Enjoy our merchandise stands that you cannot avoid coming in and out of the park, regardless of which entrance you happen to choose. There's 4 over here as well. Very heavy on the merchandising. It doesn't even look like these are particularly open. We have very reflective glass. Like, okay, where is that city in the background? There's no city back there. Also, there's no city down there. Like, why does it reflect so low? Like, think about that reflection, that angle of that reflection, where that city would be to reflect like that. It doesn't make any sense. Where's the, do we have a dropper? Is there a drop? Oh, there is a dropper. Okay. Here, Harold's gonna ride the dropper. Can we get right up, right? Okay. You ever see something horrible on YouTube and it just never get out of your mind? I don't even want to say it. But I saw a video on YouTube once. It just showed up in my feed, and I don't entirely know why I clicked on it. And it was taken down not long afterwards. But it may or may not involve one of these routes. So I'm staring off 1,000 yards right now. It's so horrible that someone would have uploaded that. I am even more regretful that the algorithm would put it at the top of my feed. A lot of people at fault here. Jumped on the pellet. Is that what that ride's called? It should be. I'm debating whether or not to turn this one on. I don't know if people will come to it, but I kind of want to fix the terrain first. It's awful. It's really bad. We still got the stadium collapse over here. That's the Peanut Stadium. That was way too expensive, especially for it to have safety issues where you're falling through the stadium. Actually, you know what I haven't confirmed is that issue where you clip through the floor a problem also with the demolished structure, or is it only when it's an actual building? Can we walk across this? So it appears that it's not a problem walking across this. Sorry, I sometimes am bad of chat. I'm seeing your brand Whiplash, Kango, when you got a ThinkPad. ThinkPads still have the red eraser button, don't they? That's still a thing, right? I feel like the last ThinkPad I saw still had that. So we can walk across the terrain now that the stadium's collapsed. That's good. We've corrected the issue. What is with the parking over here? What are they all parked for? This was stadium parking. Are these all the people? Oh no. Are these all the people that were parked at the stadium when it collapsed? Never to enter their cars again? Oh, that's sad. That's so sad. I mean, you could just chop an eraser off. If you ever miss it, Ganga, chop an eraser off a pencil and just jam it in the middle of your Mac. Yeah, I don't think anyone... I think these cars are here. If anyone would like to buy a car at auction, most of these are never going to be driven again. Discount rates. Let's see. Up first, we've got a four-door green sedan. It looks like it doesn't have a steering wheel or seats. So we'll start the bidding at $37,000. Would anyone like to start? Who would like to start? Who's going to be the first bid on this beautiful green car covered in the dust of dead people from the stadium collapse? Also, we don't have keys, so you're going to have to push it. If that affects the pricing at all. No one? Going once? Going twice? Okay, put it in the crusher, Sam! All right, up next, we've got a four-door hatchback, also with no steering wheel or seats. Also no keys and dead people dust. I tell you what, $100. What do you say? It's yours for $100. Surely you can sell it for parts. Take the car stereo out. Sell that. The kids, they still like the aftermarket car stereos, right? It does, yeah. It's a little smell in the AC vents. It does smell like bacon as long as you make your bacon from humans, and then yes, it smells like bacon. Central Park is very packed. There is not a lot of space in this thing. It's more path and object than it is park. But I think on foot it kind of feels okay. Did we walk through here recently? It feels parkish. This path is very straight up the middle. The detachable phase stereos, yes. I was a big audiophile in high school, and I saved up. I had a nice, basically the job I was working in high school and college paid for a car stereo. That was what I did with it. It's a good thing I dropped out first semester of college because I didn't know I was going to pay for it otherwise. But that stereo, I had 3 JL Audio 10s, 1000 watt amp, and of course a detachable faceplate that I always left in the car under the seat. But you can hear me coming a ways away with 3 JL10s. Biggest sale point is walking around. It's pretty cool. I get a lot of comments in the videos that I walk around like, how do I do that? Like, are you on console? No, sorry. Gotta do it with mods and it's gonna be a little flaky. It's one of the things that we get. Not that the driving is great. The driving's pretty bad, honestly. Is this a one-way? Oh, it's one ways on purpose. You can come in, but you can't come out with your car. Interesting. That's how we solve the traffic issue people cutting through. Okay, don't mind that I cut the sign off. That's fine. Yeah, the driving's not very good. But yeah, it is so fun to see your city from the ground and get this perspective and the size of it all. It is kind of like it's impressive that some of the textures are so detailed that they are sharp at this level, you know? All right, let's break some laws. I'd like to go a lot faster, but like the car physics cannot handle it. Okay, let's see if we can I navigate myself to the college stadium? I think that I can. We're gonna follow this down past Central Park. The Kicker speaker plant. Yeah, I had a friend, because I was into car stereos, so you tend to have some friends that are also into car audio. I had a friend that had was it an 18 or a 21 Kicker? It was stupid. Like my JL10s were like nice all around sound, but man, that Kicker could go way lower than my setup. '18s can throw low frequency. This is a very long straight road, which does happen in cities, but this is the downside of getting down on foot, is sometimes you feel that relentless grid structure. Watch out, dude! There's garbage everywhere! Okay, wow, we are not even halfway through the city? Okay, I crashed. Don't worry about that. Okay, so this should loop back around. So if this, can I get there this way then? I'm mildly confused where I am now. I think this is the way that I want to go to the stadiums. Like that little like open green space doesn't have to be much to feel like a realistic green space. To see those pine trees animating in like that, I got to get rid of at least one of those because those are way too repetitive next to one another. Okay, so if that is it here? It is here. Okay, don't mind me running red lights. It's fine. Or also ignoring Old Town policies as well. We made it to the campus. We may as well drive all the way to the stadium. I'm not paying the exorbitant prices to walk through the park. We got to do a quick lap through here just because. Oh, no, I'm knocking down the tree. Beautiful campus. I'm knocking down the trees and stuff. Oh, God. We can get out and walk here. That's fine. Get out and walk. Take the license plates before we go. Scratch the VIN number off. It wasn't me. Car was stolen. This is still one of my favorite spots in the city. The view from on top of this building, looking back at the campus. I mean, it's not even bad from the top of this bridge if all these people in their green weren't in the way. Oh, who's not wearing green? The tourists. Well, at least not automatically. Oh, did we get to the end of our playlist? We might have. Music. View all. What do we got? What were we doing? Was it synthwave? Was I doing synthwave dark? How about synthwave hopeful? No. You have to be of a certain age, I think, to appreciate it, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Harold Faltermeyer was one of the best soundtrack guys of the 1980s. And if you don't know who I mean, Beverly Hills Cop, Fletch, some amazing 80s synthesizer soundtracks. This is very drum and bassy, though. Okay, we paid our fee to go through the park. What is this one? This is the track and field. Everybody's waiting outside. The gigantic basketball arena. The Aquafina plant. I mean the aquatic center, which in no way has anything to do with our bottled water production in town. Don't worry about it. I didn't say anything. It was just a mental slip. Cannot park here, mate. That's on my car. It's on my car. Little did you know, Harold also moonlights as... He's just getting changed behind the tree. Hold on. Harold moonlights as a mascot at the stadiums. Actually, he just bought this duplicate costume on Etsy so that he can sneak into the events. Because everybody thinks he's an official Gator. He's not. He's just a scammer. Oh my God. That was a low time in the internet. I mean, I don't know that things have gotten better, but like it's very indicative of a low point for society, I think, was the whole Delphine bathwater stuff. This guy does way too many cartwheels. Lungs of the City is very imposing from a pedestrian point of view. Trees are gigantic. And not even that gigantic when you think about the redwoods that are big enough to like drive cars through. Although I know some of those trees that had roads cut through them are dying out, which is so unfortunate. Because people just like, oh, it'll be funny. Let's cut a road through the tree. It's so big. Charge people a toll to destroy nature. Whoa, 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 lady. You like completely came up on the curb, ma'am. Where are you going? You going to the football game? Because if you drive like that and are going to the football game, I would like to get your number, ma'am. Hey! Wait, I'm not actually a mascot. I'm an elderly gentleman named Harold. Please come back, I'm lonely. So lonely. Oh well, let's get into the game for free. Here we go. Hey boys. That's weird. There's only supposed to be 4 of us here. Interesting. Maybe I'll go across the street to the baseball game. Get your hands out of your pockets, dude. It's suspicious. You too. It's not any less suspicious. It's weirder, actually. This city feels so big when you are a tiny little person in it. Like, that's just a parking area before those buildings. You know what I mean? Like, that's parking lot all the way till that building. Why do these textures disappear when you're right on top of them? That makes no sense that there's a wad load there. Are you kidding me? You're standing on top of it and it just disappears. Tantalus. This has had your name on it since 2023. This is not Colossal Order's fault. This is your fault. And you are in charge of this now. Own up to it. Please own up to it. Wait, can we do like 4 corners? Can we make them all disappear? We can! If we stand in just the right spot, we can make them all disappear. If you refuse to move from that spot, like what state do you think you'd owe taxes to? Who would win? Anyways, there's a lot of little bugs they can fix. These ones that you have to be walking around to find, though, probably not high up on the priority list, honestly. Since the ones that you can just see easily from building roads, which is like the first step you do in a city, those haven't been fixed yet. I like that there's a sidewalk here and people are like, this is so much faster and nicer to walk on. I'm going to go this way. And then there's just like this one dude is like, no, I'm going to use the regular sidewalk. Or this person that, hold on. I appreciate that they added cats to the game. That's cool. Do people walk their cats a lot? Is that a thing that I don't know about? Do they wander around cities with people? I'm not aware of that being a thing. What do I know though? Any fires? No. I think we'll wrap up soon. I'm going to let this thing run. We are 100% crossing into 500 million tomorrow. I'm hoping 750 million before the end of the year. I'm hoping 1 billion in January, and then we can start in on 2 new builds next year. Anybody know what one of them is? I want to do I want to do a City Skylines 2 build, but I also want to get started finally on New Boston. So there's going to be two things there, a cities build and a documentary at some point. The first, like, I'd say I probably have the first 40 to 45 minutes of a documentary scripted. It's probably going to be like an hour and 20-minute documentary on the history of the streets of Boston. And I've got a good chunk of it written already. I really hope I can finish that next year. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for tuning into the stream, Sin. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Adia, you came back at the worst time because I'm wrapping up. I was wrapping up your city. You're wrapping your city walk. One is the historic Boston build. Yes. I think I usually stream on Friday nights, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow night is a movie night. I think tomorrow night is the night that Baby Mouse is finally going to see Home Alone for the first time. She's not thrilled about it because she thinks we're making her watch a boring old movie, but I think she's gonna like the pratfalls and the guys getting hurt a lot, knowing her sense of humor. She's gonna like guys getting hit in the face with paint cans. And the kid playing "You Filthy Animal" sound clips to fool the bad guys. I think she'll enjoy it. So I don't know if I will be on tomorrow, but possibly late after that. Either way, I'm definitely going to be letting the city run and slowly making money. I'm not going to do anything too major. I already did and had to roll back a bit of industry that I ripped out tonight. We want to make sure that it just keeps making money, right? 496 million. We are steadily on the climb. Where are our statistics? If we look at the city value, the city budget, city treasure, look at that. Look at how flat it was for the longest time. Like I had a real problem around 2260 where it just like I couldn't make it grow. And then what did we do? We changed a couple policies around. We decided not to give away free game day tickets to the transport system, and we just started raking in cash again. So we'll keep those trends going slowly but surely. On our way to $1 billion. Crazy. Thank you, Sin. Appreciate that. Good luck. Have fun. Hope everyone has a fantastic and safe weekend. Or, I'm sorry, a happy and safe and superb weekend. That's a great plan for everybody. You should do that. Let's meet back here soon. Soon as well. Subscribe and stay tuned because the end of year PowerPoint is coming. It's over 100 slides already. If you enjoy my rants about cities, you may enjoy my rants about AI and also cities, which are planned. I'll be ranting about Halo and Xbox. It'll actually, I really spilled the beans on a lot of this stuff, but it will be more structured and have graphical backing and a different soundtrack. That's all planned out as well. So it'll be a fun one. Come hang out for that. We will see you on it. Looking forward to hearing the chaos after Baby Mouse sees Home Alone. Yeah, I hope she doesn't try and pull any of those pranks on me in the Christmas season. Daddy Burglar. Always a good time. I appreciate everybody. I'm going to cut out. Have a fantastic Friday. I hope you enjoy tomorrow as you roll into your weekend. Stay tuned. I don't know if there will be a stream, but if there is, it'll be 9 or later. And if it is tomorrow, there will be stories of Home Alone and how much money we made. But it'll be a lot. I don't know. I wish I had something better, or like that song had like 10 more seconds, because then I could have cut out at a better time. But now you're kind of roped in. There's this slow build in the next song and you can't really dump out quite right. So you're just like, you got to fill the space. You got to talk about something. You got to keep things rolling because it just doesn't feel right if you just like, let the song stop and it's like kill off the stream. That's awkward. Maybe not as awkward as continuing to ramble on a nonsensical outro, but this feels better for a socially awkward individual like myself. is to just keep rambling. Also, sometimes it's just a science experiment to see how people stay tuned through this. I've gone pretty rambly on some of these and actually seen viewer count go up during the outros, so I should at least warn people, I guess. I'll put the end on. The end stamp is there. It's the end of our fun on this stream, but you should go watch some videos, go check out some old live streams, go check out your favorite creator, listen to some music, check out your YouTube and Spotify Wrapped, which are out there. Apparently there's a Discord Wrapped, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't need to know how antisocial I'm being. I don't need you to break down those numbers. I don't need to see Discord's breakdown of how much I'm shit posting on Egg server. Replying to Revo with nonsense. Have a fantastic weekend. It's almost 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. I will see you on the next one. Edge of Map Fog, thanks you for being here as it envelops you. Until the next one, you should subscribe and I will see you then. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And for real, I'm signing out. Enjoy this 10 seconds of music probably. How much is left? Oh, there's a little bit. It's a very soft outro tonight, I guess. It doesn't have to be though. I mean, right? Like, whatever. It's good enough. I'll see you on the next one. Awkward outro over. Goodbye. For real. See ya. That's it. We're done. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I'm gonna let it fade out. I'm gonna see you later. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Goodbye. See ya. Quiet outro. Nothing's gonna happen. Don't worry. It's just totally normal. Just gonna quietly fade out and welcome you into your Friday.